Mr. Speaker, I rise today with a simple but clear message. First, I need to clear up a few things. Instead of the president pretending to be the next pope, he might want to try acting like the actual president of the United States. That means he may need to do some research and understand that he swore an oath to protect and defend the Constitution. This is the oath he supposedly took on January 20th. Additionally, we might want the president to understand the significance of the Declaration of Independence. It was a foundational document that laid out the principles of self-determination for those who had recently gained independence from Great Britain. I hope that in his first 100 days, though, sadly, it is in his second term, he will grasp that the Declaration of Independence is about the entitlement to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Donald Trump, however, seems indifferent to the responsibilities of the presidency. He has no regard for the rule of law or the system of checks and balances. As Jasmine Crockett pointed out, he seems to scatter distractions around to divert our attention. Similarly, Karoline Leavitt was doing just that with her discussion of Alcatraz. Trump's actions always seem designed to further his own agenda, which is why he has been so frantic lately. Every attempt he makes to push his agenda backfires, as it is overwhelmingly unpopular. It's great to see you, Sean. Thank you so much. President Trump's idea is fantastic, and I can confirm that the White House has already coordinated with the Bureau of Prisons, the Department of Justice, and the Department of the Interior. Alcatraz is now managed by the National Park Service, and we know that Secretary of the Interior Doug Burgum is overseeing it. The Bureau of Prisons has already confirmed they are assessing next steps to reopen this notorious prison. The reason for this is because President Trump is leaving no stone unturned to restore law and order to our country and make it clear to criminals, whether they are illegal immigrants or American citizens who repeatedly break the law, that this administration will enforce the law and prosecute to the fullest extent. We are looking into this, assessing next steps as part of the president's broader law and order agenda, which is clearly working, as seen by the decrease in illegal border crossings and the ongoing mass deportations. However, this talk of law and order is just another diversion. It's ironic to hear about restoring law and order from a man with 34 felony convictions, who is disobeying the Supreme Court and continually breaking the law. The truth is that these diversions exist because Donald Trump knows that his actions will fail, backfire, or make him less popular. He is simply trying to shift our focus away from his most significant issue, his administration's reliance on tariffs, which have not worked, and the fact that no trade agreements exist. Karoline Leavitt could barely speak when Sean Hannity, who clearly needed a stronger response, confronted her about Donald Trump's lack of trade deals. When questioned about it, she found it difficult to explain the situation and the current state of the update. The trade deals are continuing to move forward in a positive and productive direction. The Secretary of the Treasury, the Secretary of Commerce, and the President himself remain engaged on this every single day, always keeping the American worker and reshoring jobs at the forefront. Yesterday, the President made a new announcement about tariffs on the film industry, aiming to boost Hollywood. It's just one of many proposals the President has put forward to strengthen our country and bring jobs back home. So, what's happening now? Are deals being made, or are we still negotiating agreements? World leaders are sometimes coming together, including with China, to form pacts. They hold significant leverage and are making it clear they won't sign trade deals with the United States until Donald Trump signs a deal with China. There's a lot of talk about potential deals, but it's unclear if anything substantive has been finalized. Donald Trump has been discussing a book he didn't write, and while it might not be the art of the deal, the state of the economy, which is on the brink of recession, is not looking promising, especially with empty shelves nationwide. Jasmine Crockett, who spoke at the start of this video, pointed out that Donald Trump is attempting to divert attention, and he may be violating the law in the process. The president's recent actions highlight a disregard for the oath he took on January 20th, one that obligates him to uphold the Constitution. Yet, he hasn't clearly affirmed his commitment to following the Constitution, a document he is supposed to protect. Some argue that he didn't even put his hand on the Bible during the oath, despite acting as though he could be the Pope. This disregard for the Constitution is problematic, and this situation should not be partisan. It should be about what's right versus wrong. Right now, many of the actions of this administration seem consistently wrong. President Trump also referred to the idea that you are the future of the Democratic Party. You're pitching fellow Democrats on a potential run for the top position on the House Oversight Committee, as the current top Democrat is stepping down due to illness. According to Politico, you're seeking that position. Do you see yourself as the future of the Democratic Party? And if not, who else do you think is? I don't know if I'm the future of the Democratic Party, but what I do know is that we need people who are unafraid and willing to hold this administration accountable for the good of the entire country. I think that's something I can contribute by sitting as the ranking member on oversight. We need to conduct investigations into areas where transparency has been lacking, like what's happening with the FAA or how recent firings are affecting veterans trying to seek the treatment they need. This administration is not being open with the American people, and I want to ensure we shine a light on what they are trying to keep hidden. President Trump recently stated that his administration's self-deportation policy could provide a potential path back to the U.S. for some migrants. DHS also announced it would pay an additional $1,000 to people who verify they've left the U.S. If people in the U.S. illegally leave and return to their home country, they could receive this financial incentive. Stephen Miller, White House Deputy Chief of Staff, spoke about this a few days ago, explaining that one illegal immigrant family could cost U.S. taxpayers over $1 million over their lifetime. By offering a $1,000 or $2,000 incentive to leave, taxpayers could save hundreds of thousands of dollars. This approach also avoids the costs of locating, arresting, and deporting illegal immigrants. As someone representing a border state with many undocumented migrants, what's your take on this? Would you advise any undocumented individual to take the money and return to their home country? I wouldn't trust this administration for anything. First of all, they have a poor track record when it comes to paying bills. Secondly, many of these individuals came to the U.S. fleeing dire circumstances, whether it's a lack of work opportunities or political violence. So, what is $1,000 worth when they are returning to a place where their lives may be in danger? They've already risked so much to escape those hardships.